Hey everyone, welcome back to Sandy Plans. Today we're going to be setting up a weekly spread in my Hobonichi Weeks Entertainment Planner for the week of Monday the 19th through to Sunday the 25th of February. So to explain what I mean by an entertainment planner, this is where I track all my reading, my podcasts, and any TV shows or movies that I'm watching by myself, with Brett, or with the family. If you've watched any of my other planner content, you'll know that I typically have a very minimal and functional style. Well, this puppy is where I get to be a lot more decorative and fun. I use CoffeeMonsterzCo kits to set up my weeklies and my monthlies and all of my trackers for my reading and stuff. And this is where I just get to have a lot more fun with it. So let's jump in. So let me know if you want to see a proper flip through, but today we are going to focus on my actual planning process. So first things first, I'm going to pull out the stickers from last week and I'm going to show you how I store my leftover stickers. I am using the CoffeeMonsterzCo Weekly kits for this one pretty much exclusively. It's my fun planner. So this isn't so much about functional minimal. This is about pretty funness and colors and stuff like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, it is very different to, like, I use this one very differently to my personal planner, which is 100% functional, 100%, well, I try to keep it minimal, but sometimes I go a little bit all out. So yeah, if you want to see a proper flip, let me know. But first things first, when I start setting up my planner is I pull out the stickers from the previous week and I pop it into my little sticker album. It's from CoffeeMonsterzCo. It's where I put all of my extras. So give me a couple of minutes while I do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's the first step of the process done. I'm going to put my sticker album away. The next step that I will normally go through is to pick out my weekly kit that I'm going to use. I did cheat this week. I asked my daughter to pick. So Kira picked the Magic Forest kit for me this week, and she also helped me pair up a washi tape to go with it. And I've already picked out some markers to go with this spread. For this week, we are going to be using 3 of the Click Art markers. The pink is number 47, I've got number 46, and I've got number 40. So those are the colors, and I'm using my mild liner in MDP, which Mild Dusty Pink, which is one of the new colors from last year or the year before. So they work quite nicely. The other items that I'll be using is my Uniball 1F. This is the 0.38. This is my go-to pen when it comes to the hobo. It dries really quickly. It is a nice, deep, dark black. It doesn't ghost. It doesn't bleed through. It makes the paper nice and crinkly. If you know hobos, you know what I mean. It's just the perfect everyday writer, and it doesn't smear. My other one is the Unipin Fine Liner in a 0.5. You'll see where I use this one. Other than that, my trusty cloth and paper angled sticker tweezers. Say that fast 5 times, I dare you. They're my go-to for my stickers these days. So that's a lot of fun. And this is just my little Creative Sticker Co. Sticker pack. Now, I thought I had my icons in here. 1 second. There we go. So these were on my desk. So these are all, and the colored stickers, they're all from Creative Sticker Co. I've got my book reading ones, my audio books. This is a custom sticker that I requested from Sarah. She does a lot of great custom stickers. If you're really looking for something minimal and you know what you want, but you haven't been able to find it anywhere, give her a concept, give her a couple of example ideas or things that you've seen that might really work, or even without anything, she will come up with something. So these are my audiobook stickers, and then my TV stickers. I'll show you how I'll use those. I just realized I haven't picked out my color dots for this week yet. I thought I was all organized. So let's pick out a few bits and pieces that will work with the kit. So I've pulled out teardrops in Sky, Mint and Suede, and I think they're going to work really well with the colors in this kit. All right, have everything I need. Let's quickly wrap up last week's spread. Just want to get all of my stats finished up, and I am working off my computer screen at the moment. So I'm just logging into Disney Plus and just seeing that that tracker is up to date, and it is. Okay, so I did finish re-listening to House of Sky and Breath. I finished the House of Flame and Shadow, which was the new installment in the series. I finished that last week, and I just kind of wanted to listen to it all from the beginning to just kind of see what I'd missed, if that makes sense. Now that I know how the main storyline ended, I thought I would love it more, to be honest with you. I know there's been a couple of mixed reviews since it came out, and you know what, I'm not even going to bother, because I really want to do it. Okay, I got to figure out where to fit this. Haven't really left myself a lot of space, have I? See, ideally I would put it there, but then it goes over Happily Ever After playlist, which I'm also really enjoying, and I'm nearly done with it. Okay, I'm abandoning that. I'm abandoning it. I'm just going to admit defeat, but what I am going to do is I'm going to use the Dusty Pink again. I'm just going to highlight it, just so that I know that I finished it. Okay, so I finished that off. I'm now going to jump into my Kindle app. Now, I normally have my Kindle on my bedside table, but I'll log in on my phone. There we go. So I'm on 310. That's where I finished up last night. Okay, so finished on 310. So that's what? 19 pages. And excuse that noisy truck coming through. All right, so as you can see, I'm keeping track of how many pages I'm actually reading, and the reason for that is when I did my stats for January, it was kind of blown out a little bit in terms of ebook pages, because I had actually, I'd read 2 books as a combination of ebook and audiobook. So during the day while I was working, I was listening to the audiobook version, and then when I'd go to bed, I'd read a couple of pages. So it ended up with a ridiculous number of pages read, and as you can see from the number of pages I read per night, that's really, really overblowing it. So I decided to split it out a little bit, because I am still swapping between audiobook and physical, like ebook reading. So I'll just keep a note now of what page I start, what page I finish, and how many pages altogether. I'm only keeping track of that for the books that I am exclusively reading on ebook, or where I'm just reading pages in between. I kind of want to get a better idea of what my average reading is. I try to read for at least half an hour, but basically once I fall asleep, I'm done. The idea is to be able to give my brain a way to shut off for the night. So I'm going to do some maths in terms of working out my total pages here. And you can see a couple of the nights I didn't actually keep track of my start and finish points, but I did work out what the overall number, and I'm okay with that. So I've got 243 pages. And the reason why I do that is the Kindle app doesn't keep track of a reading log. So it does tell you how many nights in a row you read, or how many days in a row you read, and how many weeks and all that, but it doesn't break it up in terms of pages per day. Audible does. So when I'm listening to my audiobooks, Audible does tell you exactly how many minutes, which is a lot better. I don't have to track it manually, so that's good. Okay, just really quickly, keeping track of which TV shows we watched. So we watched all of the TV shows. We haven't watched the 2 movies just yet. Tira and I watched Maths last night. I listened to So Dramatic on the way home from kid drop-off this morning. I've still got a Tea Tuesday to listen to. So basically I've got it set up as TV shows and movies, podcasts, and I'm only really listening to 2 at the moment, and then my reading. That's my weekly breakdown in terms of stats, and then I keep track of either audiobooks, ebooks, TV shows. That's another TV show. I'll kind of keep track of what content I'm consuming on any given week. Okay, that's last week's done. Very good. Let's do the rough setup of my weekly before I put in all the details. One thing I forgot to mention is I use my Triplus fine liner to kind of break out these 3 columns and just find it easier to delineate the space a bit better. I'm using my Lauren Phelps design. I want to say page lifter, but I know that's not the right word. It will come to me eventually. But basically it's because these pages are starting to get a bit bumpy, so I'll end up putting it in here just to give me a bit of a better space. But I do like to give it a little bit of cushioning for the pens and stuff, but that's mainly when I'm writing on it. Okay, that's it for the Triplus. Do the date stickers. Now I suck at this. I'm actually going to do this upside down. I really wish these came as a full strip just to make it easier to lay down. But anyway, I suppose it's so that if people want to redate it as a Sunday start, they have that option. So I can kind of see where they're going with it, but it's just really hard to get these straight. So as I was saying in the intro, this is my fun planner. So as you can see, not minimal at all. I try to keep it functional. I definitely try to keep it functional, but I don't necessarily ascribe to the minimal setup in here. This is where I like to get creative and colorful and a whole bunch of fun. And yeah. Okay, I don't like these. Hate them, hate them, hate them. So I'm gonna grab my whiteout tape. Now this can be really super hard once you've got a bit of a bump. This is where I kind of bring in the page thingy from Lauren Phelps Designs. Okay, that part's done. Let's get the washi down. And the reason why I'm doing this, I know it's really super obvious that is there, but because I'm going to be using a combination of the washi that comes with the kit and like a normal translucent washi, you can normally see the writing come through. So I'm not so worried about these ones because they are matte, but when it comes down to doing the bottom part, it can get a little hairy and I just don't like it. So I put the whiteout down. Sometimes you can see the whiteout through the normal washi, but I suppose I hate it less than seeing the actual writing through. Now, with my spreads, I do like to keep the little mini calendar open. If you want a great tip on how to make sure things don't stick down before you're ready, this is my hot tip. So I'll use one of the sticker release pages from last week's kit, pull off the actual leftovers of the sticker, and I'll lay it down here. And what this does is it means you can actually lay this sticker down, and I'm just going to move it just a little bit because I like to line it up with, see this line here? I like to kind of cut it all down at that point. So it means I can lay that sticker down and it's not going to grab onto the hobo paper underneath, which can sometimes be an absolute disaster when you go to tear it up. Well, pull it up. It ends up tearing the all living daylights out of the paper, which is not the business that we are after. We like nice and neat. Having a little bit of sticker paper there just helps to protect the Tomorrow River paper underneath so that when you go to cut it out, it doesn't grab. I'm just going to do a rough cut there just to give myself a little bit of maneuverability. just going to use my slice tool and my metal ruler. Very important on this one, so you don't tear up your equipment. And I'm going to very, very, very carefully and gently cut this all down in one clean swipe. The idea is you cut through the sticker paper or the washi without cutting the actual hobo paper. The good thing is, because I've always got washi down in this position though, next week when I put the next washi down, it'll kind of repair it. So I'm not too worried, but I still don't want to tempt the stationery gods, if that makes sense. Once I've got that little bit scored, I tend to just pull it up. You remember that nice and neat thing that I was going for? Yeah, that didn't work. Anyway, that's good enough. And see, now I've got that nice and neat on that sticker paper. I can just put it to the side, throw it out, do whatever I need to do. Okay, cut down the middle, and then I'm just going to trim up the bottom and the sides. Last step on the washi is I do like to round out this bottom left corner, and I'm using my Kodomaru Pro corner punch, and I always use the medium. I've had this one for years, got it off Amazon, I'm pretty sure. Never found it in a shop in Australia. Always has been an Amazon one. Okay, bottom washi done. Let's do the top washi. I do wish that we got 2 of these ones, because then I'd go straight across the top. But it is what it is, what it is. Alright, washi's down. I've got to put the dates down. Okay, this bump in here where all the washi sits, it's starting to get pretty crazy, and it's only the end of February. It's getting nuts. Anyway, I'll have to figure that part out. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch into my monthly for February. I'm looking at the 19th through the 25th. And I'm just going to check what's coming out. So we'll focus mainly on the TV shows and the movies for the moment. There's no movies that I've noted down that we want to watch. But Mondays I've got Maths, Tracker and Equalizer. Tracker is a new one. New one we found. We're very, 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 very intrigued by it. I think it's only supposed to have 6 episodes. Only one's come out and they're releasing it weekly. I'm gonna put 3 dots in here. And Equalizer is a show that Brett and I love watching, and that's the season return. So we are very much looking forward to that. And for that one, because it is a season return, I'm going to put in kind of like a little banner in here, and I am going to let that dry before I write over it. I'm just going to put premiere. Okay, I'll let that dry. And sorry, I am going to be flipping backwards and forwards quite a bit. Tuesday, I've got Maths and Sight Unseen. So if you're not familiar with Maths, it's Married at First Sight. And I watched that with Kira. She is 14 and a half. She's been watching it with me for literally years. It is one of the 2 main TV shows that we watch without a doubt together. Like the weeks that she's with her dad at her dad's place, we don't watch. We wait until she comes back. Or if we watch, we get on FaceTime and we watch together. And then we kind of recap as we go. On Wednesday, Maths, Oak Island, and Will Trent. Will Trent's coming back, people. So excited. I'm actually working through a couple of the Karen Slaughter book series so that I can get to the Will Trent stuff. And I'm gonna put another one in here. Okay. Thursday, Maths, Wildcard, and the full season drop of Avatar, which that one's going to be one that Brett and I will probably watch with Chloe, who's my youngest. She absolutely loves the animated series, so I think she will enjoy that. She really liked the movie adaptation a couple of years ago, and now I've left myself enough space so that I can put in my little premiere banner in here. Okay, Friday, we've got Masters of the Air. See, okay. A couple of weeks ago, I was able to get a couple of the box stickers into the furthest column because we didn't have episodes every day of the week. Now we do, and I know, first world problems. but I like being able to put a little box in there. All right, that one's going to be Masters of the Air, which we are absolutely loving. Brett and I are mad for it. I am claustrophobic and afraid of heights, and so a lot of the scenes make me very nervous, but the acting is amazing, the storyline is amazing. I just love it. Fire Country, and then the maths commitment ceremony is always on Sunday. All right, so that's all of our TV shows. Let me get these premiere banners done. Okay, not as neat as what I'd like it, but anyway, does not matter. Now, the next one I'm going to do is the podcasts, and I'm deliberately not listening to a lot at the moment. And the main reason for that is that I am pretty much at home all the time at the moment. So I was made redundant in November. I am still on the job hunt, and so I only really leave the house during the week to do the kid pickups and drop-offs. They hate my podcasts. They hate it when I play an audiobook. They hate it when I put podcasts on. They hate it. We listen to music mainly in the car, so I don't get a lot of time to listen to a lot of podcasts anymore, because I used to listen to them on the drive into the office when I did go in. But Beautiful and Bothered is one that I always try to make time for. It's Johnny Ross, and I can never remember the other guy. I am so sorry. But they're professional makeup artists, and they talk about the beauty industry and makeup and stuff like that. As much as I don't wear a lot of it, they have such a great vibe, and they're really, really, really realistic and really honest when they are talking about stuff. So I absolutely love them. So Dramatic Tea Tuesday. Now, the reason why I listen to So Dramatic is because they get a lot of the goss from maths, and when maths is on, I get full into it. Other than that, I'm not gonna lie, it's extremely toxic. I feel very old when I listen to a lot of it, and I feel very grateful that I'm no longer on the dating scene, but yeah, I can't not. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes to play with. Let's pick which one. Kira really liked the fairy one. That was the one that kind of grabbed her attention, so yeah, we're gonna put that one here so it's nice and central. I think that's the one that made her pick this kit, and I think I'm gonna go for the mushroom, the field. Yes, we're gonna go with that. So we'll put the mushroom down next. And then I do like these daisies. I think they're gonna go in here, because it feels like it's nice and natural to have that one at the bottom. And now I've got to pick which one. I kind of like this one with the coffee poking out of the tree. I do like that. And it brings in some of that very, very pale browny nude color to tie in some of the other colors that I'm going to bring in. Okay, I like how that looks. It's so cute, so cute. And this is why I'm loving this planner at the moment. Did I need a reading journal? Probably. Did I need somewhere to track all my TV shows and my movies and stuff? Yeah, probably could have lived without it, but I am loving having an excuse to play with stickers. So I'm going to put the sticky note stickers, and this is where I track which book I am mainly focusing on for the day. It's when I'm writing how many pages I've physically read, I put the book in there. And I just realized, oh no, I got the pages, but I did write it down here. So it was 310, wasn't it? So close. So close. I've only got like 60 pages. I might even get that done today. Now, because I've written on that, I am gonna have to blot it. I'm just gonna pull out some of my leftover paper. But see, take a look at that, like completely clean. I can run my finger and I'm not being gentle with it, and it is not smearing. So, Uniball 1F. If you have a Hobo, I think this is the old Tomoe River paper. This is the 2024. Then that's where you want to be. Ooh. That's where you want to be. And I do prefer these ones that just have the emoji in the corner because it gives me the most writing space. And I try to match up with the color that is in the date cover. The brown one. Should I do the wood grain or should I do the dots? Dots. With the kind of more muted dots because there's 2 dots options. Now obviously with this I'm not going to write anything into these sticky notes just yet. I normally check in with it at least once a day, but I don't always. I try to get it all kind of updated when I finish off for the week. So that's prepped and ready. The reason why I put the stickers down, even though I haven't read yet, is it's kind of an incentive to make sure that I do read. There are weeks that I'm just a little bit too exhausted, and so I'll just put sleep instead of what I was reading for the week. But this is my way of kind of committing to the idea that I am going to read, because that's the whole plan. The goal is 24 books this year, and I'm on track. Now, what I'm going to do in here, just a little bit of foligraphy using my uni pen, and then I'm going to use my mild liner to kind of add a line in here. Is it necessary? No. Could I live without it? Probably. Do I want to? Heck no. All right. The weekly kit now is pretty much done. So I'm going to pop that one into the back here. Sorry, into the front cover, I should say. So I've got that one in there. This is where I will pull in my creative stickers, and I am actually glad that we couldn't find a pink to work with this because I feel like we've got enough pink going on. All right, first things first, this is where I start transferring. So House of Sky and Breath I've finished. I have moved on to the audiobook of House of Flame and Shadow. Yep. Just to finish it off because I'm a completionist that way. So, but it's not the primary book I'm focusing on. Actually, no, I'll put that there. What color? Green, I think green. I think I want to bring green in just to bring out the daisies and everything. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. All right, the one I was really hoping to finish the playlist book last night, but it was not to be. It was not to be. Now, I'll normally put the details of the book in this section, and then I'll draw a line about 6 boxes in, and that's where I kind of put the stats. So, what app I'm using to read it, because I don't buy physical books. Actually, don't do that yet. We're going to put the details in. First, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so the first one that I'm trying to finish off is the Happily Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. I'm going to pick that up from page 310. We'll see where we finish. Hopefully I finish it either tonight or tomorrow night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are living the counting life. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. I'm quite happy with that. All right, now it is the second book in the Friend Zone series. So if it is part of a series, I like to note which book it is, and I'll show you where that all ties in a minute. And I am reading this on Kindle, and I like to put how many pages are in total for the Kindles. So 372 pages to see how I'm going with the book. In terms of series, where is it? So here's my series tracker. As I said, I was working through the Grant County series for Karen Slaughter before I get really into Will Trent. I did read the first one and I was like, yep, heck yeah, getting into that. Now, Happily Ever After playlist, I accidentally ticked it a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't finished it yet. And then there's one more called Life's Too Short. So I try to get them mixed up. So I do a lot of like fantasy reading, a bit of thriller, like murder mystery type things, and then some chick lit, really, like just fun brain candy type books and stuff like that. So that's kind of where that plays in, because I keep an eye on which series I want to do. So I only put the series in the tracker when I know it's one I want to work through. Like I've got Tainted Cup that I think is the next one I'm going to read after this one, and that's the first book in another series. It literally just came out this month, I think it was. Yeah, came out this month. So that's the next one in the list. If I like the first book, then I'll commit to the series and I'll write it in the tracker. Otherwise, I will kind of just pop it in my books I've read and move on. But I am a completionist, so even when I don't like a book, I tend to not necessarily hate read, but like I have to know how it finishes, even if it's sucky. Like I very rarely do not finish. I'd prefer to know. No, wait a second. No. Talking about books. I need to put my audiobook down because I'm listening to House of Flame and Shadow. And I did start that one last night. So, Audible. It hasn't downloaded on here. Okay, I think I only listened to like a half an hour, so I'm going to call that one as a fresh start. What colour should I mix? You know what we didn't pick was a green liner. Let me find one. Yes, I have a lot of markers. I've been into planning for about 6 years. I have collected a lot of things. I don't recommend getting all the things when you're just starting out. Take your time, find what works for you, and then double down on the stuff that works. Oh, that one. We have bingo. All right, so this is the Tombow 158. I will add that to the list in the description. And I normally leave 2 lines here so that I don't end up with the problem I'm about to have. I don't like it when they run into each other. I like having the space. That's okay. It's just paper. House of Flame and Shadow. So that is Crescent City, number 3. Had to think about that. And I thought that one was going to be the final, like the end of kind of the series. But turns out there's going to be another one. But it's going to center on one of the characters from the series. So it's not going to stay with Bryce and Athala, apparently. So now I'm trying to figure out which character she's going to follow. I have a couple of ideas. I don't want to give anything away in case any of you are actually reading it or listening to it. So a little bit of difference here with Audible, I'll put how long. So when I know it's a book that, or an audio book that I'm listening to exclusively, that's when I will put the actual length of the book there. So I'm going to start that. I only put start and finish stickers when it's a new book. This is a reread, so that's the other thing I will mark here. And I do count that as part of my annual tally and stuff. All right, next up, and I am going to leave the second space for this one. I'm going to continue with my Bones binge. I was watching Buffy and it gave me the David Boreanaz kind of vibes. But I don't know why, but I never really loved Angel. Don't come for me. Do not come for me. I didn't love Angel, and I was kind of over the Buffyverse a little bit when I finished that. Please do not come for me. But yeah. So I decided to jump to Bones instead. So I am going to put the colour down first, and I'm going to let that dry before I get into it. And am I likely to get into season 3? I think I probably will. And that's where I'll use the blue. Or do I use the nude? Okay, now I'm gonna frame up the season 2 and season 3 just in case I go into it. The main difference here is I'm going to use my Sarasa mark-on for this because it's just a lot better at staying kind of firm on the paper, so that when I go and kind of color it in, it doesn't smear. Like these crosshatches I did with the Uniball 1F. You can see how it kind of smeared into the blue. I know I'm being super picky, I know I'm being a pain in the neck with that, but yeah, that's why I use the mark-on for this. And I just have to find out how many episodes are in season 3. Season 3, 15. Okay, so season 2 had 21 and 15. Okay, so give me a second while I mark this box up. Oops, I made a mistake. Damn. Double damn. Okay. How to fix this? Okay, that was a fluke. That was an absolute fluke. That it was so exact. I am absolutely certain my luck will not hold. Just realized this line is just a little bit off kilter. It's making that row look really thin and little. But anyway, never mind. Okay, so I've done the first 4 episodes. So I do like to do the crosshatch for any episodes I've watched in the week prior, so I can get a true reading on what I've watched for the week. Now we're going to use the nude color for this line because then every color is getting equal chance to shine. All right, for TV shows, and these are for my binging ones. These aren't for my normal TV show scheduled ones. These are for ones where I'm going back and just binge watching. I do write down where I'm watching it, so what streaming app, and if it's a rewatch or if it's a new to me series, if that makes sense. Now Bones, I did fall off the Bones bandwagon around about the time that Celie and Brennan got together. I think they had kids. I don't know. So once I get to the point where I stop recognizing or remembering episodes, then I will stop putting rewatch, because then I'll be like, okay, well, I'm into the part that I haven't seen before. Sorry, I just wanted to color that in. The last thing I'm going to do, I am going to leave space here in case, because I know I'm going to finish Happily Ever After playlist, so there'll probably be another book that falls in here. But what I do want to put in, and I shouldn't have put the kit away because this is a new thing I've been doing. So the weeks that we find a new TV show, I've been putting in the new finds. I only put that in if we find something though. But I do want to put this total pages read. Last week was the first week that I did that. So I just want to find, I'm going to use the wood grain because it gives me the most open space to write into it. And because I kind of made up the reason why I'm using this planner, I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along, which is kind of cool because I haven't had a new planner system in so long that it's kind of nice to be figuring stuff out again. So I'm kind of like adjusting my process as I go. And I've never had Hobo before. I have used Tomorrow River paper, but let's just say the learning curve has been steep. And it's been fun because I've had a pretty stable planner routine for a while now. So it's just nice to mix something in. Do I bring the blue in? I think we can bring the pink in. I'm just going to put this one in here. I'm going to kind of offset it just a little bit just to give that writing some space. I'm crooked. It's not great, but it's fine. Okay, we can put these back, and I'm going to put my icons back into here so they're nice and protected and they don't get dusty and fluffy and stuff. Let's do a quick double check. I wrote in there. I did the dates. I've done the colouring in the bottom. I think we're done. Very cool. Okay, this is what the week looks like in my Hobonichi Weeks Entertainment Planner. I'm really enjoying figuring out a new planning process, and I hope you liked watching a different style of planning than what you'd normally see in my personal ring bound planner. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of this type of content on the channel, or whether you'd like to see a full flip through of how I'm using this planner more holistically. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out, subscribe and hit the bell so that you know when I've got new content up. In the meantime, stay safe, stay happy, and have a lot of fun in your planners. See ya.